Jumping into episode, I want to say 9. I hope you enjoyed the little time lapse. Behind me, you'll notice there's a little bit more orange than normal. I put some orange bars and candles up there to make the place a little bit more, I'm going to say cohesive? The silver was just popping in a weird way. How do I not be? There we go. The silver bars was just kind of a little too much. I think the orange kind of helps bring it all together, keep it in place. So in the time lapse you saw, I did a little bit more work over here in the desert. Yes, the desert. So as we run up, you'll see the desert on this side goes all the way down and meshes in with the grass. I'll fix this a little bit more later once I start working on the grass part of everything, but yeah. And then that side's all finished too. Well, all finished as in that. Yeah, I don't think it's completely done, but it's more done than it was. And I got these things. Rock pillars. I don't know what they're called or what they do, but they're rocks. Yeah. There's kind of a rhyme and reason to them. It's whenever it indents like this, I wanted these there to kind of show that it used to be a solid shape. And then it's got like, I don't know, maybe it's harder rock. I don't know how, I did no research on how rivers and rocks do things. So there's some rocks for you. I'm going to put mud down there at some point to make it look less awful. I just put a little details around here and there, wax some stuff, you know, just little maintenance for things. One of my favorite parts about this though, and this is from last episode, so it's a little bit repetitive, but there's this thing, it's a road here, and as you go further, it turns into the lighter stones. My thought was the rock types go down. It's hard to explain this without like drawing or a graph or something, but look at this, how the rocks go up like that, and now look at this. That's how the rocks do, and why it turns into the sand. I guess. The rock is going down. The earth is moving. I am so bad at explaining things. Let's hope I can explain this a little bit better. Bum, bum, bum. But obviously, I redid this building. I love it. This is way better, 100% better. And something I learned while doing this is this side of the building looks huge. It looks like 10 stories tall. Looks like a massive building from this distance. Right? If you just look at this, that's a huge building. That looks like a small building. And so having them next to each other, the scale is really, really off. I wonder if it's because of the doorway. I think the doorway is what's doing it. Having a door there really sets the scale. So I need to keep this in my brain for the future. Building look big. Building look small. Let's talk about this building a little bit. Obviously, the shore is still there. The shore ended up being a little bit closer to this building. So, when they cut this down, for whatever reason, they didn't really need to, but when they cut this rock out, the water still gets up here, because the water gets up there. That's why those logs are there. That's wet sand, which means the water rises, which means it splashes into here, which is why these are full of water, which is why we have these gates to try to keep the water out, I guess, is what these are supposed to be, and that's why these are more oxidized. Yes. And I really like that detail. Back here, I don't know why, but it reminds me of like it gives me Star Wars feelings. This little thing right here. I have zero idea why. This makes me want to watch Star Wars. Why? Oh, I just watched a bunch of salmon eat a shark. That was horrifying. None of those animals are real. And that's enough showing off for today. What I need to work on now is this. These are all the leftover supplies. Oh, there's more things I wanted to show you. Okay, a little bit more showing off. I didn't know what to do with this side of the building, so I was like, let's put a billboard up there. And I put a billboard up there, and I was like, I don't know what to do for the actual billboard. So I put that checkered pattern in to have like a missing texture kind of thing, which was funny. And I was like, let's put some signs up there, and I put the bamboo, and then I dyed it, and I was like, yeah, it looks kind of cool. So, yeah, there's some colorful letters. And up there it says sugar, because that's still a sugarcane farm. Eventually I'll work on the front of this. I don't really know how I want this to mold down. Connect with a pathway over there. I should probably have another building over here. I just don't know what. I don't really want it to cover that. So I like being able to see that from there. So I really need to think about what I'm putting where here. I don't really have any short buildings left. All the buildings I have designed left are really big, really tall. So if I could find one tall and skinny enough, I might be able to put it here. So no, that's gonna block exactly. You know, maybe I'll build a park for the kids right here. There, it's set. Kid park, done. All right, now we can work on this. I have 100 shulkers again, full of stuff. Putting them in there is a big pain in the butt. So I went back to my design and I was like, how can I put something in here that's going to make that easier? Well, these 3 barrels, believe it or not, they actually are supposed to be there. They have, they're just design or cosmetic. They're cosmetic in the whole scheme of things. This is like my workroom, maintenance. Actually, I think this is the maintenance office. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's lore, and you'll see. But these barrels belong here, and I decided to make them actually have a purpose, which is really, really cool. And these will come into play. Here's my bed. Oh, I see how it is. No. So what I'm going to be making is called a Shulker unloader. I'm going to be making 3 of them, and they're going to connect up to this tube, so I can put my shulkers in there, and all the items will just magically end up in there, and it's going to be awesome. Now, I had no idea how to make one of these, so I looked up a few tutorials. That's a lie. I looked up a tutorial, and they showed a picture of it in the thumbnail. And from that picture alone, I figured out how it worked. I still watch the video because sometimes there's things when you're making redstone where it's like you have to put this block down before you put this block down or it won't work. Or you need to make sure it's facing a single direction. There's a bunch of weird little things in redstone like that. So I watched it, and there's nothing crazy specific. But yeah, I'm going to build them, and I'm going to show you how they work. And then after that, we're going to play around with some blocks in this thing. This is the storage area. And we're going to make it look a little bit prettier, hopefully. If it doesn't look prettier than this by the time I'm done, because this is awful, I have failed. Oh, I was also looking at my old design. There was 1 barrel per line. So I went from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So I cannot believe I thought a barrel was going to do it. It looked cool, but yeah, that was a horrifying decision. This is much better. This is still a bad decision. I need to figure out how to make good, because it's not. Oh boy. I need shulker loaders in there, which is something I could do. At a point, I could shulker load and then have it shoot up with an elevator into a crate there. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. And that's going to be cool. I'll do that next episode. I might do that this episode. We'll see how long it goes. I'm going to do some stuff. Oh boy, this is not where I wanted to be. Okay, so up this way. I got 3 of them built. There are apparently bad guys down there. That's cool. Maybe I won't go down there right now. Okay, so I got these things built. And when I looked at this machine, I was like, I know exactly how this works. And then after building it, I know 95% how it works. There's a few weird things that I think I understand, but let's run through it. So you put a shulker box in that barrel, goes into the hopper, passes through the pot, into that hopper, into there. I think. Maybe I don't know as much as I thought I did. Okay, give me tools. I'm wasting all my rockets getting in and out of this dang thing. Okay, let's get this one here. Put them in. No, okay. Let me see if this works. You put it in here? Huh. Oh, yeah. Okay. So it goes through there, and then it goes in here. When it goes in here, it sends a signal through this block into there. This powers that? Or I think it powers the sticky piston. As I'm explaining this, I'm realizing I know not a lot. But so it goes into here, which powers that, which powers this, which it has to power the observer, which shoots this twice. And because it goes twice, instead of the redstone sticking to it, it stays there, the block. So it goes twice, bump, bump, shoots this here. This being here, powers that, shoots out the box. Box powers this. I know every sentence I know less and less. Because I'm thinking like, wait a second. I thought I knew how this works. I was so confident 5 minutes ago. So it powers this when the box is there because it's full of stuff. When it's empty, this will die, which I guess will send a change into there, which will be detected by... Wait a second. I actually have very little idea how this works. Because when it's empty, this turns off, which sends a signal up to this, which activates that. This has to see something. Because this sees when that moves, or when this gets locked, I'm assuming. Which then activates this, which activates this, which pushes that, which activates him, which pushes this. No, this activates that. What's this doing? Guys, I am a big liar. I was very confident on how this worked, and now that I'm saying it out loud, it not as simple as I thought. You know, I could be cool and redact all that and be like, I know what's going on. I'm gonna leave it in. I want everyone to know I'm a fraud. I'm a big fraud guy. But anyways, so yeah, like those I put this in the barrel. It goes through there. Once it's empty, the machine eats it, puts it into the tube, which gets sent into here. I just rebuilt that down here. So these go fa-boom. Right now it's full of andesite walls. This tube eventually will also end up hooked up to a super smelter, which will be here. Super duper smelter, cooking all my... You know, I actually don't really know what I need to cook. Something will be cooked though. It's not food. I have 1 billion foods already. There's some stuff that'll be cooked eventually. Who knows? Alright, so there's all the redstone stuff. All the master genius, super knowledgeable redstone mastery guy. I gotta finish building these pillars, and then I'm going to start decorating this place. And then after that, I'm going to do something else. Yeah, I got most of these pillars up, and then I also freaked out a little bit and ended up making this, which I've only tested a few times, and I think it works, and it's like, this took a while. But this is the best design I could come up with. So right now, it is off. Even if I put something in there. Just kidding. Okay. Let's put some stuff in there. Now this should be loading up and turning on. Okay. I am confused. No, I'm not confused. I know what I'm doing. No. And it's in the system. I can catch it. Where did it go? Hello? Shulker box? It's probably already up. It's gone. Alright, what was I doing? I have forgotten. Okay, so it works like normal. I need to test this some more. But as far as I'm aware, if you put stuff in, it'll go up like normal. Now it's empty, right? But if something gets stuck in there, which happens if you're silly like me, you can flick the switch on. And it'll just push stuff through. So something gets stuck in there, it'll push it through. Now if it gets full, it'll send the signal down, it'll trap, bam. Now even if I put something in it, okay. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Okay, maybe I was trying to do a thing to where I could turn it on manually, which this does, but also if it overflowed, it would stop the whole system, but it only stops the shulker boxes, which I guess are the things I'm really worried about. This I'm not too worried about, and I'm more worried about that. So I think I'm going to keep this in. So this is an emergency push through. Yeah. I broke it. I'm confused. So, that's what that's supposed to do. It may or may not work. If you don't see this ever again, just know it did not work. Wait, I think I figured out why it wasn't working. I forgot I put this here to test it. So, in this mode, everything's good, right? If I put something in here, it'll go up no matter what. On or off, it'll be going up. But I'm not going to be putting a lot of stuff in here. This is just kind of a very manual thing. I'm going to be using mostly shulker boxes. So let's go ahead and put some in. Doot. You know, let's just put them all in. I might regret this. This is a stress test, and I'm stress testing it with all of my stuff. This thing's going to be running for days. Because even though I have 3 intakes, that's my bottleneck right there. Actually, I guess my one dude is, but I'm not willing to add more dyes because I'm lazy. And that requires vines and stuff. Okay, all my shulker boxes are in here. They're all unloading. Ooh. Cool. So it's all going into here. And it's working. Even though this is locked, it's working because there's stuff in here. I think. But then this isn't going to stop it. Which is bad. But just, I think I want it to stop it, right? This overflow is on. Bam. This is stressing me out. I did not think this through. You can tell I just whipped this together, and it's not doing what I needed to do. Oh my god, I'm wasting time. Okay, I tore it all down and I redid it, and I've done a lot of testing, and it works. Yeah, right now there's stuff coming in through the bottom, bam, and it's going up because that's how it works. If it gets empty, and for whatever reason there's stuff stuck in here, you see how there's something stuck in there? That's just always going to have an extra item in it because it got jammed. So when it's done, this side one is always going, so it'll push any of the extras through, but I don't want it always going, so I have that lever right there. This lever will, bam, it just turns off the whole system, locks it up. Nice. It's also an emergency shut-off if I ever need it. Wow, emergency shut-off if I ever need it. But I should always have it on when I have shulkers going. So when I come here, turn that on. It's working, sending stuff up. The emergency shut-off, which is connected to this bulb. It's kind of hard to show. So I filled this with sand to test this out. So it used to be when like 2 items were in here, it would just turn off, freak out. But I kind of made it so more items can fit. So if it gets to... I need more sand. Womp womp womp. So right now this torch is sending off a signal 1514. So if this chest gets to that kind of signal, let's put all this in there. That's not enough. I feel bad doing this to the system. It's really a waste of time, but I need to show how smart I am. Let's put all this andesite in there. Bam, it's full, right? That's like overflowing. This turns on, sends a signal. Bam, makes that thing go blink, blink, blink. So I know the system is full. Freak out. And it did work, it did lock. It sends the redstone signal this way, flips this one, and then it flips that one, and what that does is send the wall signal down to these, which... Why did that happen? This is supposed to be... here. Okay, now. So it locked it up. Get away from me. And now when the chest gets empty enough, it'll send the signal, activate that one, this gets pulled. Activate that one, that gets pulled. I'm a bit confused. This went great in testing, which was 5 seconds ago. Alright, so it's working again, right? Shooting off items. Yeah, so this block messed up this time. Okay. Now, why did you... I guess I have more testing to do. I'm gonna finish this off. Just know that it works. No. Whew, I'm out of pork chops. I'm gonna start working on this because this is stressing me out. It's so messy, and I know I can make it better. Get away from me. Okay. I decided to make it a lot simpler. That chest gets pretty full, sends a redstone signal this way. Once it gets full enough, hits the repeater, bam, sends it into that, shoots it down. Powers this line, which powers the blinking light. So blinking light still means danger. Also, powers this, shoots the redstone here, which locks this, which means, but it also stops items from shooting out. So it causes a clog. It stops items from despawning, so I no longer lose stuff. But to get that clog unclogged, I still need this machine that makes it run, which forces it to run even when it's empty. So it works, but so did every other thing I tested out. But this, I feel a lot more confident with because it's much more simple and makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Now it's time for the fun decoration. Jeez. What I'm going to be doing is basically going in, putting in a few shelves, something like that. Here, bam, that's not where I want those. Problem is you have to put the shelves at under the line so you put something on top. And you come in, you go, okay, this is andesite, so I'm going to take one of each. Bam, bam, bam. This is going to take a minute. Stuff like this. Bam. Not too bad. I don't like that those are different colors. It's because of how light works. It's okay. But now I can see this is the diorite, and I still have access to all 5 chests. The top one should very rarely get filled. If I have to go that high, I have a problem. But kind of mix it up. This one will have... no. Bam. See? Like that. But hopefully a little bit better looking. And once they're all full, hopefully it should look a little bit better. It looked a lot better when the background was, I think, a solid color. There was one barrel. It'd be like here or here. You know, and you didn't have to see the back wall. You could do a little bit more with it. It looked a little bit better, but chests, I need storage. That's the whole point of this place. So I'm gonna do this to everywhere I've got. I need a crafting table to... I need stuff. Like this, I need variants of stuff. And this isn't gonna cut it. So I'll do as much as I can right now. I might go gather some stuff. I won't bore you with that. And then, so the middle aisles like this, because this is just a repeat of this and that. I'll do something fun with it. For now, I'm gonna leave it blank, but eventually I might do something. Make a mess. Make some golems trying to look like they're trying to clean up something. Stuff like that. Ooh, cool. And then there's some stuff like this. I have one red terracotta. Some concrete. That's all the glass I've got. So there's a few places that are not going to look great for now, but I'm going to spend the next, I'd say 18 hours doing that. I'm going to do it until these are empty. That's the time limit I'll give myself, which is quite a long time. Here we have the first aisle done. It's definitely not as good as it could have been. It looks so much better with the barrels. But it's as good as it's going to get right now. It's still missing quite a bit of color and lighting. The atmosphere is missing, obviously. And also I had signs and buttons on some stuff. Let me show you real quick, actually. So here is the original design. See where the back is all concrete? One barrel for some stuff with a sign over it. Kind of give it some depth. Some buttons. I should add buttons. Cool shapes, because you didn't really need to get behind them. See, this just looks better, doesn't it? Huh. Why does mine not look this good? Yeah, I think you get the point. Life could have been better. Well, this thing is still going. It's been a few days. Every one of these is completely backed up. All the way into... I think these are empty, but... yeah, there's still a bunch of shulkers to go. It is a very slow process. I should have just put these where they belong, but... I really wanted to stress test it. It's good I did, because there was one time it broke. And I know why, and it was an easy fix. So, still not done. But I got a lot done here. As you can see, most of these are now full of the stuff that they are. And I've got little signs: acacia, birch, spruce, cherry, jungle oak, dark oak, pale. Here in the front. Well, they got more woods and some other stuff. There are a few empty ones for things I don't have. I'm not 100% sure what that one was. I think it's another bricks. Got my colored blocks and my Cooper blocks. This is like honey and candles, some water, coral and prismarine. I don't really have a lot of. In fact, I have none. End stuff, bricks. What are you? Skulk? No. Resin. I don't have any resin. This is mushrooms and stuff. This one I believe is skulk. Ores, redstone stuff, crafting things. These are like functional blocks. These are crafting things. Random stuff. Excuse me. These are like big blocks of ore. And this is all the mob drops. I don't know how to put stuff there. And then this whole row is junk. Why is there a smooth stone in there? So this is all stuff I don't have a place for. So seeing how much stuff I have, like here, sand is already almost full, and I already have... Yeah, I'm running out of room. So next episode, I'm definitely going to make a shulker loader. I think here, and it'll poop up into this box, so it'll be all shulked up, which is good for the bulk storage. I would have done that for this stuff if I had planned ahead. But again, this place was designed for aesthetics, and then the redstone was shoved inside of it, which is why it's fairly weird looking. Yeah, I've been waiting for a while. I did a few things over here, which wasn't very smart because I think I'm out of the distance for it to be working. So here we have these things. They're like some kind of, I don't know, liquid tanks, like propane tanks or something. I don't know. I just wanted to add some color to the place. And I like these. I think they look cool from right about here when you enter the desert. I like how this one looks fatter than that one because of the angle. But if you go over here, yeah, now this one looks fatter than that one. Pretty neat little optical illusion. What else did I do? Oh yeah, these. I wanted to add like dead lights. These are lights. Yeah, I wanted to add dead ones so they're older, so they're oxidized. This one fell over. That one's, the bulb is dead. This one, the mechanism that holds the bulb went between. This one's in the dirt. Yeah, there's no swimming here, sir. So yeah, there's all of this episode wrapped up. Next one, I'm adding some shulker loaders. I might do a little bit more work on the storage. I need a lot of quartz, so I'm going to go to the nether and work on the quartz farm, which is the bartering farm, which is the gold farm. So I'm working on the gold farm, which means I'm going to need a lot of building materials. Oh boy, it's just non-stop work. I like this building. As the big scary sun sets on the horizon, I am no longer destroyer of world or something. I don't know. I didn't see the movie.